Alright everybody, this is the October 2020 E6 Connect online challenge. This is 18 holes at Sand Ridge. We got 5-foot gimmies, 5 mulligans, blue tees, and I'm going to talk you guys through the round since I wasn't recording any audio. First hole here is a short par 4. I'm trying to drive it as close to the green as possible, and I pull it just a little bit to the left in the rough. Second shot here is about 65 yards out of the rough with a 60-degree wedge. I hit it just a hair long and rolls to the fringe. I'm just off the green here, 16 feet away. Finicky, trying to putt from off the green usually, so as you see I take out the wedge thinking I'm going to chip, and I change my mind, and it turns out to be the right decision going to the putter. Second hole here is another relatively short par 4. I'm just trying to stay left of the one fairway bunker. Drive leaves me about 80 yards out, just into the wind, so this is a full 60-degree wedge, trying to hit it just past the pin and spin it back. And pretty straight 10-foot putt for birdie number 2. Third hole's a par 5, 530 yards into the wind, just trying to hit as far down there as I can, and I pull it just a little bit left. Luckily I just missed the fairway bunker. Second shot here is from 250 yards out of the rough. As you can see, the 3-wood is plenty of club. I just pulled it a little bit left. The third shot here is a about 25-yard pitch out of the rough. The green slopes away from me, so you can see I hit this one a little too hard and it rolls all the way to the fringe. So I do decide to chip this one, and it turns out to be the right decision. Fourth hole here is our first par 3. It's about 192 yards. It's uphill. The wind is helping. I decide to take a 5-iron and try to hit a little knockdown shot. I hit it a bit too hard. Should have gone down to the 6-iron there. So I left myself a little 20-yard tough chip downhill out of the rough here, but I pulled it off pretty well and just had an easy gimme par. Fifth hole here is a 390-yard par 4. As you can see, there's just a massive bunker all down the left side of the fairway. Wind is helping. I hit this one pretty nicely. It just gets into that bunker, which is hard to avoid. Second shot here is out of the fairway bunker from just under 90 yards. This is a 56-degree wedge that I'm hitting almost full. I know it's not going to spin back on me, so I want to land this a little short and roll it up to the hole. And the birdie putt here is a 12-footer, 5 inches uphill, real straight, just hit it hard at the middle of the hole. Sixth hole is the longest par 4 on the course at 464 yards. It's straight up the hill 50 feet into the wind, so the goal here is just keep it in the fairway. After a good drive, I've got 175 yards here. It's 24 feet uphill, it's into the wind, so I'm thinking I gotta hit this at least 185. I pull out the 6-iron, and that turns out to be just a little bit too much. So that shot leaves me with a 46-foot putt straight downhill. All I'm thinking here is try to get it inside of 5 feet, and you see I hit it just a little bit too short. So now I gotta make this little 8-footer downhill to save the par, which luckily I do. Seventh hole here is a 400-yard par 4. You can see I pull this drive pretty far to the left, but I get really lucky that I am just clear of the tree with my shot into the green. Second shot here is from this heavy rough. I'm just clear of the tree, so I can hit this one almost full, just trying to keep it just a tiny bit low so it checks up on the green as much as I can out of the rough here. So that wedge shot left me with an 18-footer, a little downhill, a little right to left here, and I miss it just a bit to the left. The 8th hole here is our second par 3. It's 144 yards, tiny bit downhill. The wind's going left to right and helping. So this is a full pitching wedge. It looks like I hit it out to the right just a little bit, and the wind keeps it over there. Leaves me with a bit of a putt for birdie. The birdie putt's a 20-footer. It's a little uphill. It's pretty straight. Just trying to hit it hard at the hole, which I do, but not quite hard enough. Alright, the last hole on the front side here is a 350-yard par 4, but you see that there's water all down the left side short of the green there. So I've got a pretty good round going. I don't want to take any chances, so I hit the 2-iron off the tee here. Not the best swing off the tee with the 2-iron, but leaves me 126 yards out of the rough with a clean look at the hole. This is a full 52-degree gap wedge. Good shot with the gap wedge. Leaves me just outside of gimme range. Just going to make a real straight 7-footer for a birdie here. And that birdie closes out the front 9 at -5 with no bogeys. So we're on a little bit of a roll. The 10th hole here is another short par 4 with water short and left of the green where the driver would land. So I'm hitting another 2-iron off the tee. after a much better 2-iron swing than on the 9th hole. I've got 115 yards into the green here. It's a little downhill and downwind, so I go with a hard 56-degree wedge, which barely gets over the water and doesn't quite get to the green. That's okay. That wedge shot there sets up chip-in number 2 of the round from off the green with the 60-degree wedge. And on to the 11th hole. We've got a little over 400 yards, pretty straightforward. Fairway gets narrow up by the driver landing area, but I put a pretty good swing on this one. After that good drive, I end up in the first cut, about 107 yards away from the green. Thinking I'm going to hit a full 56-degree wedge because it's not going to spin back on me, and it looks like I come up just a little short of what I wanted to do. That leaves me with a 17-foot putt for birdie, just a tiny bit uphill. I've been leaving putts short, so I decided to hit this one a little bit harder. And the 12th hole is the first par 3 on the back 9. It's 139 yards, a little bit into the wind. I'm trying to hit a hard pitching wedge here, and I block it out to the right just a little bit, and it misses the green by a few yards. So the wedge has been working from off the green all day, so the plan here is just chip this one in. The 13th hole here is another long par 4 into the wind. The goal here is just try to keep it away from those bunkers, either go over them, go to the left, just keep in the fairway somewhere. So the good drive leaves me with 137 yards into the hole on my second shot. So this is another just hard pitching wedge that goes right at the hole and spins back just out of gimme range. And the birdie putt is a 7-footer, nice and flat, just trying to make sure I make this and don't have to waste a mulligan. And the 14th hole is the shortest par 5 at just under 480 yards. Obviously, you got a huge bunker all down the left side, and I hit a pretty good drive here, and I'm just begging it to get down before it gets into the sand. So the second shot into this par 5, about 182 yards into the wind. It's a little bit uphill, out of the rough, so I'm thinking I gotta hit a full 6-iron here, which normally goes about 185, 190, and this one just launches on me and gets to the back of the green. So that's left me with a 55-foot straight downhill putt for my eagle. All I'm thinking here is keep it inside of 5 feet, and the ball looks like it's gonna stop and then just keeps going just outside of gimme range. And a pretty easy 7-footer for the birdie. Alright, so now we're on the 15th tee box here. I'm 10 under par. We've got a drivable par 4, 306 yards. It's a little bit downhill, a little bit into the wind, so just trying to hit a good one anywhere on or near the green. here for the second hole in a row. I've got a putt for eagle. This one's just under 30 feet. And as you see here, this one just goes hard right, and I'm not exactly sure why. And since that one stopped inside a gimme range, there's no chance to take a mulligan there, so I've got to take the gimme birdie and move on. And the 16th hole here is another short par 4. You got water all down the left side. Just want to keep it out in the right. Hopefully hit the fairway, but just don't want to go in the water. Hit a very nice drive here. And for our second shot, we've got a nice angle into the flag. It's 50 yards. It's a little bit uphill. All I want to do is land this a little bit short of the green, roll it up to the hole. I executed it pretty well. The 17th hole here is the last par 3, 197 yards, a little bit downhill. The wind is left to right and helping. I've been hitting a lot of irons longer than I wanted today, so I go down to a 6 iron here, aim a little bit left of the flag. Just trying to get on the green. Birdie putt here is a 30-footer, a little bit downhill. Again, just trying to keep this inside of 5 feet if I don't make it, and can't manage to pull that off. So when you're 12 under on 17 and running out of mulligans, these little 5-footers are a little harder than usual. And the last hole of the day is a 500-yard par 5. All I'm trying to do is find a way to make one more birdie coming in, try to keep it out of this bunker, and just barely manage to pull that off. And the second shot into this green is from just under 190 yards. Pin's a little bit downhill, the wind's a little bit helping, a little left to right. Trying to hit a 5 iron, thinking that the rough is going to take a bit off of it, and just trying to find the way to get on the green. And we've got a 35-footer for eagle. Again, all I'm thinking is, try to make it, keep it inside of 5 feet for the gimme birdie, and clearly executed that flawlessly. So that great putt leaves me with a 9-footer downhill to get one more birdie and finish at 13 under. So all I'm thinking is slam it in the hole. And that's it. We didn't hit a lot of fairways, but we chipped in 3 times. We made a couple good putts and took advantage of a relatively easy course. Now that the entries for this month's challenge are officially closed, that 58 held up, if only we could do this in real life.